Channel 3, Burlington.
Hey, all you really wild animals out there. Have you ever wondered why are penguins such perfect paddlers? Where do humpbacks go for dinner? And how do you stay warm in the coldest place on Earth? Well, the answers are all ahead. So, let's hop right in. It's National Geographic's Really Wild Animals. The cold, cold South. All right. Hey, compadres, it's me, Spin, your world-wandering wildlife watcher. I hope you've got your mittens, because we're headed for the very bottom of the world, the Antarctic. If you think this is one of the coldest, loneliest places on the planet, you're right. But you'll be surprised how full of life it is, with lots of animals found nowhere else in the world, because they're perfectly at home right here. Right where? Oh, well, let me show you. Here, around the South Pole, is the continent of Antarctica. Have a look. This icy continent is bigger than the United States, and it is a continent. Under all that ice and snow is a huge mass of land. The world's coldest temperature was recorded here. 129 degrees below zero. Talk about long underwear. If you like ice, you're going to love it here. In fact, 9/10 of the snow and ice on Earth is right here in Antarctica. Life on land is so tough that most animals spend lots of time in the water, only coming on shore to rest or have babies, including Antarctica's most famous residents. Here they are now, folks, the penguins! If you thought these black and white birds lived near the North Pole, you thought wrong. They only live in the southern half of the Earth. There are more than 15 different kinds or different species of penguins. These are Adelie penguins. They live closer to the South Pole than any other penguin species. They're little, but they're tough. It's October, early spring in Antarctica, and time for these penguins to start raising families. The males come ashore first, ever so gracefully. Each male quickly claims a nesting area, then calls for his mate. Okay, so all neighbors bicker a little. What do they use to build their nests? Well, there's not much choice, really. The hunt is on for the best pebbles on the beach. Once the rock nests are built, the females move in and lay their eggs. Those rocks may not look comfortable, but they'll keep the eggs dry. It's been nearly a month since the penguins have eaten. After all, nobody delivers pizza in Antarctica. So the males take over egg sitting, and the females head back to the sea to feed. Penguins do almost everything in groups, and that includes fishing for food. Come on, last one in is a rotten egg. All penguins look clumsy on land, but graceful in the water. Their wings flap like flippers, and their feet steer them like a rudder. A layer of fat covers covered with thick feathers, keeps them warm in the icy sea. Once they've filled up on seafood, the female adelies cruise back onto land, blasting out of the water because this hungry leopard seal wants penguin salad for lunch. They waddle back to their nests, take over egg duties, and the hungry dads head off to find their own dinner. In about 3 weeks, the eggs hatch, and Mom is ready to feed her chicks some pre-swallowed seafood. Yuck. That's called regurgitation. They eat it right out of Mom's mouth. It may seem gross to you and me, but how else can Mom carry fish for miles without any pockets? Both moms and dads feed chicks this way. Hey, come back with that food. Soon, the penguins will head out to sea for the winter. But before that happens, another flock of adelies gets some human visitors. Meet the Pensée family out on their summer vacation. For the past month, Dion, Leaf, and DT have been sailing around Antarctica with their parents. Their mom is a scientist who studies penguins. By estimating how many penguins are in a penguin colony, the Pensées can learn whether the population is increasing or decreasing. Today's homework, count penguins. Tomorrow's homework, count penguins. The next day, you guessed it. After they've said goodbye to the waddling birds, the family explores. And what do they come across? A crab-eater seal, chilling on an ice floe. Lots of seals live down here, like this Weddell seal. Check out all that blubber and fur. She has insulated herself, but good. Like the penguins, Weddell seals raise their young during the short Antarctic summer. But seals aren't birds, they're mammals. That means they feed milk to their babies, just like humans do. Seal milk is so fatty, it's almost like drinking butter. Will little Willie Weddell fatten up fast enough to survive his first winter? Well, let's just skip ahead a few days and see. There we are, 1 week old, and Willie is positively plump. Time for his first swimming lesson. Mom shows Willie how to dive in, and he discovers the wondrous world under the ice. In winter, Weddell seals survive by spending almost all their time in the water. Unfrozen salt water always stays around 30 degrees. Lots warmer than the air outside, which can get as cold as 60 degrees below zero. To make sure they can get out of the water to breathe and rest, the seals keep holes open by chewing the ice. Ooh, my teeth hurt just watching. National Geographic's Really Wild Animals will return after these messages.
His name is Ace.
Are you a cop?
I'm a monkey's uncle. And only CBS has it. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, premieres next Saturday.
Alrighty then.
Guess who's coming for dinner?
Kung Pao caterpillars, ginger sesame slugs.
The Lion Kings, Timon and Pumbaa, next Saturday.
Whoa, Mikey, lose your blankie?
We're at a Corn Pops.
So we're at a Corn Pops. We're at a Corn Pops. Compose, man. Hey, it's just a cereal. I mean, look, there's plenty of, the All brand.
Are you kidding?
Who am I kidding? It's not just a cereal, it's Corn Pops. Oh, that tastes like sweet, crunchy popcorn, but my dipstick brother can't find them, and how come I gotta be cool when I want my Pops?
Yes! I found some.
You're so immature.
Kellogg's Corn Pop cereal is part of this complete breakfast.
I gotta have my Pops.
Ritz Bits peanut butter sandwiches with the delicious taste of real peanut butter on the inside and buttery little Ritz crackers on the outside. Who can resist a Ritz Bits sandwich with peanut butter? Ritz Bits sandwiches with cheese, with the taste of real cheese on the inside and buttery little Ritz crackers on the outside. Who on earth can resist Ritz Bits sandwiches with cheese?
So I'm at the big family reunion with a box of mini-wheats. Now all my relatives say I'm
a big boy, good eater.
Stickler for nutrition.
When I was his age,
dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Get a clue, it's the frosting.
All that whole grain wheat.
Kids go gaga over
this outrageous taste. These I can relate to.
Kellogg's Frosted Mini-Wheat cereal tastes so good, who cares about anything else? And it's part of this complete breakfast.
What a joy to have him in our family tree.
And now, back to National Geographic's Really Wild Animals. Things are really freezing up around here. Let's cruise out of Antarctica and visit a few other parts of the cold, cold South, like the Snares Islands, just south of New Zealand. Remember those Adelie penguins on the ice? Well, up here they've got a group of cousins who live a very different lifestyle. Are you a penguin who's tired of living on ice? Do you long for a place in the woods with an ocean view? Well, the home of your dreams is waiting just for you on lovely Snares Island. If you prefer mud and muck to snow and ice, then you must check out this little piece of paradise. Just ask these Snares Island penguins and their cheerful chicks. Each and every one of them will agree. A home in the goo is just the place for you. What is it about penguins? They've got charm, they've got style. Penguin. And most of all, they really know how to dress.
It'll be a black and white affair. We're inviting friends from everywhere. We'll serve a seafood dish. How about some tasty fish? You know the very best dressed will be there. We're expecting Emperor, King, Chin Strap, Gen 2, Macaroni, Rock Hopper. That's you, New Zealand, Fiordland, and Snares Island, just to name a few. Penguins. We'll be slipping, sliding on a block of ice. To a penguin, it feels oh so nice. Everybody loves to swim, form a line and dive on in. It's a penguin's paradise. We're expecting black-footed, yellow-eyed, royal, Adelie, erect-crested, and little blue. South America's Humboldt, Galapagos, Magellanic. Hey, fella, that's you. Penguin, where you been? Down to the water and back again. Wave those flippers, waddle those feet. There's a party on Penguin Street. Gen 2, Macaroni, Rock Hopper. That's you, New Zealand, Fiordland, and Snares Island, just to name a few. Black-footed, yellow-eyed, royal, Adelie, erect-crested, and little blue. South America's Humboldt, Galapagos, Magellanic. Remember who's who. Emperor, King, Chin Strap, Gen 2, Macaroni, Rock Hopper. That's you, New Zealand, Fiordland, and Snares Island, just to name a few. Black-footed, yellow-eyed, royal, Adelie. Talk us out, penguin. Hey, that's you.
Let's float to the Falkland Islands and see whose flippers are flapping. The Falkland Islands are a little bit north of the Antarctic of South America. And there he is now, the glamour boy of the Falklands, the fur seal. Handsome fellow, huh? Check out that hair on the male. It's called a mane, just like the hair on a lion. People used to hunt these guys for their fur. Much like me, they were Too handsome for their own good. And the females are plenty cute, too. Smooth, golden, and about half the size of the males. So much for glamour. It's on to yet another seal species, the elephant seals. You can't accuse them of getting by on their good looks. Or their lovely voices, for that matter. Look at that nose. These huge omungo males are staying out of the water while they shed their old skin. Okay, if that happened to you, you might get a little itchy and cranky. Now imagine if on top of that, little tussock birds came along and started picking at your dead, shedding skin so that they could eat the bugs that live in it. You might get sort of grumpy, right? Maybe we ought to leave these fellas alone. They're having a rough day. Hold it! We've been all over the far south and we haven't met its most important resident. Drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, krill! Huh? Okay, these little shrimp-like sea creatures aren't glamorous. They are not hunky. They aren't dashing. But I'll tell you what they are. Food! There are billions of these teensy guys in the southern seas. The biggest are as small as your little finger. And nearly all the other animals here eat them. Penguins, other birds, whales, seals, fish. They all eat krill. And when animals eat other animals that eat krill, that's called the food chain. In a place as tough as Antarctica, the animal at the base of the food chain keeps everyone else alive. So, let them know you care, folks. Krill! National Geographic's Really Wild Animals will return after these messages.
She raised a family on her own.
Cool.
Excels in a man's career.
Big time.
And got the sexiest hunk in town.
Doable.
Dr. Quinn, tonight on CBS.
Wow, I just got this crazy cream.
Honeycomb, honeycomb! Need one honeycomb!
Honeycomb.
You too? The baby just got me.
Sweet and crunchy, sweet and crunchy.
Honeycomb so sweet and crunchy like
Toasted honey.
toasted honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get some.
Honeycomb!
Honeycomb cereal is an irresistible part of this complete breakfast.
Honeycomb!
It's the Pizza Head Show.
Hey, everybody! I just got this new telescope and, hey, what's that?
Greetings, Pizza Head. We are the Stevians.
Hey, you aren't aliens!
Sure we are.
What is this thing?
The Cheeseinator will transform you into a stuffed crust pizza.
Is this necessary?
Sure it is. We're aliens. That's what we do.
Hey, what have you done to me?
You are now stuffed crust Pizza Head. You will tell the world to eat their pizza crust first.
No problem.
See you next time.
Okay, bye. What a bunch of weirdos.
Running back, baby, the water's fine. Splash, it's fun taking a bath. Splashing with your Cabbage Patch Kid. Yes, baby! Her back seat's floating pretty neat. Baby never looks so sweet. Well, pretty please give your whale a squeeze. Wow, real shower! Keeps you squirting for hours. Splish, splash, look who's loving their bath. You and your Cabbage Patch Kid. Yes, baby!
Cabbage Patch Kids Bath Baby comes with their own bath seat and a shower that really works, each sold separately.
In sports, we play to win. Knowing we're the best is a great feeling, and winning is the reward we get for long hours of physical training. But in everyday life, winning is usually not the objective. Away from the playing field, knowing how to compromise and negotiate can get a person much further along than physical force. We have to learn to be sensitive to the needs and feelings of other people. So remember, exercise your body and your mind.
And now, back to National Geographic's Really Wild Animals. Hey, it's the Pensees. They're still cruising the Antarctic shores. Now, instead of wee little penguins, they're visiting huge big mammals, humpback whales. Humpbacks are a much bigger species than killer whales. Fully grown, they can be longer than a school bus and 3 times as heavy. This pod of humpbacks is here for the summer. Even though they are gigundous, humpbacks eat only krill and very small fish. And they've found a really smart way to round up lunch. They dive down deep, then spiral back to the surface, blowing bubbles as they go. The krill swim upward to get away from the bubbles. The whales follow them up and eat them. That's called bubble netting. Open wide. Your mum doesn't like you to eat with your mouth open, but I guess it's okay if you're a humpback. And now, what have our intrepid travelers discovered? An old whaling boat. Years ago, people hunted whales for their oil and meat. In some countries, they still do. Because of the hunting, many kinds of whales nearly became extinct, which means they almost died out altogether. Today, many countries have stopped whaling. Where ships used to hunt whales, now people like the Parsees are sailing to try and help these gentle creatures. Since humans endangered the whales, it's up to humans to help save them. You can help by letting other people know that you care what happens to these amazing mammal friends of ours. From huge whales to tiny krill, the animals that live in the Antarctic are pretty incredible. And the more you learn about these creatures, the more amazing they become. In the most remote places on Earth, these animals have found ingenious ways to survive. To these cool and courageous characters, the coldest place on Earth isn't forbidding and lonely. It's just home.
Like a blanket of white, the southern end of the world. What an awesome sight. It's Antarctica, where the rocky cliffs sit proud and high, and glaciers reach up toward the sky. Antarctica, you are the last great wilderness. Are we on solid ground? It might be frozen ocean. Looking farther down, there's a world of blue, where the humpbacks and killer whales are free to explore the sights of the southern sea. Antarctica, you are the last great wilderness. Oh, the places untouched are the places we long to see. But our footprints change nature so easily. Can we let it be? See the southern lights cast a glow above the horizon, and the birds in flight over Antarctica. Majestic sights of earth and sea, just the way it was meant to be. Antarctica, you are the last great wilderness. The future lies within our hands. We must protect this fragile land. Antarctica, you are the last great wilderness. Antarctica.
Well, gang, it's been a great adventure exploring the cold, cold South with you. There are lots more really wild animals all across this wonderful world of ours. So be sure to join me on our next adventure. Until then, this is your pal Spin. Spin you later. National Geographic's Really Wild Animals will return after these messages.
Surf the internet with an intergalactic superhero. The all-new adventures of Hyperman.
Well, time to go hyper.
Saturday on CBS. Guess who's coming for dinner?
Kung Pao caterpillars, ginger sesame slugs.
The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa next Saturday.
It's the Cookie Crisp cookie counter, making sure there's lots and lots of little chocolate chip cookie cereal in every box of Cookie Crisp. And that means lots and lots for us. Cookie Crisp. Oh, no. Not you two again. Lots and lots and lots. Lots of little chocolate chip cookies. And it's part of a balanced breakfast, too.
For breakfast.
Lots and lots and lots.
Something new is shaking from Chef Boyardee, and kids everywhere are getting into it. New Spider-Man pasta.
Whoa! Come on, let's show Mysterio the ropes, kid. Hello! Looks like he'll be hanging around for a while.
Totally webbed out Spider-Man shape smothered in secret sauce. New Spider-Man pasta from Chef Boyardee. So hot, it's practically radioactive. Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee.
And now, back to National Geographic's Really Wild Animals. Hey, all you really wild animals out there. National Geographic knows lots of fun ways for you to explore the wonders of nature, science, and geography. Here, I'll show you. Go to a national park. Park rangers know almost everything about